The dream of owning a museum-quality Star Wars display is a monumental, borderline unreachable task for most folks. But if you've ever been to Toy Traders in Langley, British Columbia, you've definitely seen one in person. And if you haven't made it out this way, I'll do what I can in this video to capture as much of that viewing experience as humanly possible. Let's begin. Hi everyone, this is Ken with Toy Connections. If you enjoyed this video and would like to be notified of my future content, please be sure to hit subscribe. Also, if you're able to help this channel grow, head over to my Patreon site and consider a monthly pledge where you'll be able to unlock exclusive content and other benefits. That's patreon.com/toyconnections. The link is in the description below, as is the list of names for this channel's existing Patreon supporters. When I came here previously to tour the G.I. Joe display on the store's opposite wall, a bunch of people came out in the comments section and suggested that I go back and have a look at the Star Wars display as well. So just like the G.I. Joe video, I'll mention that the store's 17,000 square feet of inventory is located on the floors and aisleways, as well as a loft section on a smaller second floor. All the while, the museum-style displays of various pop culture franchises hang above the aisleways for us to stare and marvel over. I'll start by looking at the wall that shows the Hoth display from The Empire Strikes Back. You'll see the Wampa cave here, and the down Tauntaun if you look closely, followed by a ton of AT-ATs and snowtroopers, basically mimicking or imitating the marching Imperial Army through the Arctic snow-like conditions. The owner Matthew and his staff have added some nice effects for the down snowspeeders and AT-ATs as well. You'll see some Scout Walkers as well as some various base defenses as we get closer to the Echo Base portion of the display. And I'd like to point out the white color diorama does a good job of capturing the cold environment of Hoth. And as we get to the far end here, you'll see Echo Base itself along with the squadron of Rebels and the Millennium Falcon. Here's a better shot of the wave of AT-ATs and some of the battle damage. And if you look at the bottom of the display, you'll see the snowtroopers going after a snowspeeder that's about to crash. And now, here's the Rebel transport and X-Wings as part of Echo Base, and again a wider shot of Echo Base so you can see some of the defenses they have set up. Here's the Wampa Cave again on the far end, which we can appreciate from the beginning of the Empire Strikes Back film. Here's another angle of the Wampa Cave, and up in the corner above the AT-ATs you'll see some Rebel transports on the left attempting to fly past the Star Destroyer. And hot damn, have a look at that massive custom Star Destroyer. I can't tell from the ground level if this Star Destroyer is larger than the USS Flag playset, but it certainly looks like it could be from this angle. And now, adjacent to the Hoth display is this massive, well, we can't call it a moon, but a space station known as the very iconic Death Star. Custom made, massive, and presumably from the New Hope scene firing away at what I can only assume is the planet of Alderaan. Have a look at this gargantuan piece. Just look at it compared to everything else around it. Now, taking a closer look at the Death Star, you'll see an Imperial shuttle next to it, and they've also taken the step of adding docking bays inside so you can see a row of stormtroopers on the bottom as well as some TIE fighters on the top. On the wall over to the side, you'll see this wave of X-Wings and Y-Wings charging towards a grouping of TIE interceptors, and further above you'll see a group of B-Wings from the Vintage Collection, and overall this makes for quite the space battle sequence. Moving over to the Return of the Jedi portion of this setup, you'll see a nice custom end door here, including the Imperial section of AT-ATs and Scout Walkers, complete with the destructive blast effects. Then over here you've got a pretty extensive Ewok Village, which I must say looks pretty freaking amazing. They also have a bunch of vintage boxes for which I was unable to zoom in too close as they're pretty much right at the ceiling of the place, and I have to point out that it is a very high ceiling, so I'm doing the absolute best I can to show you the boxes for the vehicles and playsets. Now let's get over here to the life-size 1:1 scale display. You can see the row of trooper helmets at the top there, and as we move over to the fencing here and we start to look what's behind it, you've got C-3PO as well as R2-D2, a couple of Jawas, and a baby Jawa, along with BB-8. And just have a look at everything behind there, all the droids behind the fencing. And as we pan further and further left here, you'll get up towards a very tall, large 1:1 size Darth Vader life-size display. And as we move further over here, you've got the Death Trooper behind Darth Vader, and behind the Death Trooper you've got Boba Fett, and of course behind Boba Fett, you've got the carbonized Han Solo, again, life-size. Above some shelves, you'll see the large 5 POA Stormtrooper and Boba Fett, another R2 over here, and then a display of the Sideshow product in one of the cabinets over here. The sales inventory on the second floor does have a solid selection of vintage figures, though that's subject to change on a week-to-week basis. So overall, that was the Star Wars tour. I certainly enjoy going into Toy Traders each time to see the vintage figure and life-size displays, and even after having literally visited the store for years and years, it's always an eye-opener and a wonderful experience that just never gets old. Though with that, I will leave you with yet another teaser. If you enjoyed this video, I can go yet again for another diorama wall display of theirs and visit the Marvel Legends section shown here. Hey, this place is full of surprises. Alright, let me know in the comment section which part of this tour that you enjoyed the most. And we've come to the end. So I hope you enjoyed it, and you can check out some of my other content here. Subscribe to this channel if you already haven't, and I will see you again soon with some more of my favorite toys. Take care.